Welcome to These Are the Blades of Our Lives, the figure skating show where I talk to you about figure skating like it is drama for our mamas. This weekend we had the 2025 Finlandia Trophy. And oh my goodness, did it get dramatic. The tech callers lost their damn mind, followed directly by the figure skating telling the International Skating Union ISU and the tech callers about themselves. And it is about time. It is about time that these skaters stop playing nice and start telling off these judges. I have been waiting for this to happen for a decade, and they were still very polite because I would have gotten, well, let's forget about what I would have said. But they kept it very nice, but at least they made their opinions and feelings felt. But that aside, this video is to recap what happened on the ice, the competition, and the result. So, as always, I'm going to break this into two videos. We're going to do pairs and men in this video, and then we're going to do dance and women in another video. So, at the 2025 Finlandia Trophy, the pairs result was Minerva Fabian Hayes and Nikita Volodin won here. They were in first place. Alyssa Efanova and Misha Mitrofanov were in second place. They were followed by Ellie Khan and Daniel Shea in third place. That made up our podium. In fourth place, we had Yuna Nagaoka and Simitada Moriguchi. They were followed by Leah Pereira and Trent Michaud, and they were followed by none other than Zhui Shuang Zhang and He Hong Huang, who were followed in seventh place by Rebecca Gelati and Filippo Ambrosini. And rounding out the top eight was Lulia Chechina and Mikhail Wozniak. I thought this was one of the most interesting short program I had ever seen in a Grand Prix. We literally had a four-way tie in this event. Literally after the short program, Minerva Nikita, Alyssa Misha, Ellie, Danny, and Leah and Trent, I would literally say they were all tied for first place. Um, Based on the skating that went down, starting with eighth place, uh, they this was not their best outing, Yulia and Mika. This was not their best outing, but again, I still feel like so much progress has been made with this pair, and I still stand by what I've said before that this pair does have a lot of potential. This wasn't the event for them, but I definitely think the potential for this pair is there. Then we had Rebecca and Filippo. Sorry, I'm not on board with this short program. I really don't like it. I feel like let's go back to one of the previous short program. I actually really do like the long program for this pair. However, this was a very rough outing for them. The side-by-side jump seems to be just a little worse here than it was previously. They also have only like an average success rate on their throws. Again, there's some beautiful connecting elements. There's some really nice lifts, but technically this pair is struggling, and I don't think that short program is helping them at all. So, as far as for the Chinese pair, I really thought that Jisha and Yihan were going to be a lot more competitive at this event. They had a shaky landing on the throw triple flip and then an error in the side-by-side spin, which I feel like is very unusual for a Chinese pair to make a mistake on a throw. The side-by-side spin, that's understandable. That could happen. But I the throw flip is such a staple of Chinese pair skating that it was a little unexpected to see them make this mistake here. The long program really shows how much potential this pair has. The twist, the lift, the throws, all of those elements of this pair are really world class. If they work on their connection with each other and maybe enjoy themselves a little more, I do feel like the sky could be the limit. If I was the Chinese Skating Federation, I might send this pair to Junior World just to get them more competitive experience. But I really do think this pair, technically speaking, that they are very special. Now, Benoit was sitting in the kiss and cry with them, and I'm like, why is Benoit everywhere? He literally was in all four discipline at this event. You could not escape his shiny bald head and his all black outfit. Very scary. Then, we also saw a lot of improvement coming from Yuna and Simitada. There's something about this pair that's quite pleasant. The twists and the throws continue to improve so much, and they have so much speed and cover so much ice when they are in their lifts. They were a little bit out of sync in the spin combo in the short program. The long was not clean here. The lifts were really good, but the other elements not so much. Still, I feel like this is a pair that's moving in the right direction. And as they gain more experience, they continue to grow, their packaging becomes more defined. I cannot wait to see what they do in the next 4 years. Leah and Trent, the only clean pair in the short program, and I would have put them in second place. I love this short program on them. The layout of this program is perfectly set to the music. I literally believe the story that they are trying to tell me in the short program. The long program continues to fall short so far this season. Trent struggled on almost all the side by side jumps in the long program. Yet, for some reason, I think we will see this long program skated cleanly at Canadian Nationals. I don't know why I have this feeling that that's where they're going to skate it cleanly, but I just have this feeling. And also, they're moving in the right directions. The errors they made at the last competition, they didn't make here. They made new errors here, but again, still moving in the right direction. Ellie and Danny, a beautiful program with wonderful connecting moves. That short program is lovely. However, they had a step out on the throw loop and they were out of sync in their side by side spin. So for me, they should have been in fourth place after the short program. Splitting hair, but I would have had them in fourth place after the short program. This is also a good long program for them. It's not as emotionally expressive as some of their competitors, but all in all, this is definitely a good vehicle for them. You could tell that although they don't have any of their throws that are like wow, or their side by side is wow. The twist is only okay, but the lifts, the in between skating, their connection to the music, to each other, to the audience, you can tell this is a pair that understands their strength and they play to their strength. And I very much like that. Alyssa and Misha, oh my goodness. Aside from the side by side jump, this pair is a powerhouse. I love how powerful they are in this short program. I love that they're showing such a different side to them. You could definitely tell they enjoy skating with each other. And then the long program is such a different side of the same pair. It's just lovely. Alyssa puts a valiant fight on those side by side jumps. You could tell she's giving it her all, and it's really nice to see. The air positions are lovely. They connect so well with the music, with each other, with us. It is a shame that we may not see them compete at the Olympic, but this is definitely a pair that I feel if they can continue to grow together, the next 4 years they definitely will be on podiums. All winners here, Minerva and Nikita. Love this short program so much. And when they started this program, after that great twist, the crisp side by side triple salchow and the effortless triple throw loop, not to mention the lift that had Minerva giving us air face. She was giving face to the air. I was screaming, yes, 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 this is it. Who would have thought that the damn death spiral would destroy it all? A death spiral. This just, this really just goes to show how difficult each and every one of these elements are. It really, really does goes to show you that. Then, we got to the long program. I'm really surprised by the random fall that happened with Nikita. He had the jump, he literally had finished everything, and then he sort of just lost it, which was so strange. I just thought that that was just so strange. But again, this is a pair that I am actually very much okay with how they are going so far. As you know, this is a pair that tends to come out running at the start of the season, goes well, goes well, goes well, and then fizzles towards the end. So I'm okay with them pacing themselves because where we really need them to come out and bang it out is at the Olympic. The long program is a really nice long program. It's unfortunate we haven't seen it clean so far this season, but I feel like this pair will get it together, so I'm not at all worried. After dance, I am now talking about the men. The men was also very dramatic and very interesting at this event. I keep I keep trying to gauge the standing for the men, and every time I try to see where I would put who, it goes completely out of whack. It's so hard, I think, to predict what's going to happen at any given event with the men. So, at this particular event, the winner here was Yuma Kagiyami. In second place was Adam Sionhemfa, followed by Steven Gugolev. Fourth place, and that made up our podium. So Steven was in third, Adam in second, Yuma in first. In fourth place, we had Roman Sadovsky, followed in fifth place by Jason Brown, then Sota Yamamoto. Seventh place was Matteo Rizzo. Eighth place was Mikhail Selovko. Ninth place was Andreas Nodabak. 10th place was Denis Vasiliev. 11th place was Jimmy Ma. And then 12th place was Valter Veterinen. The good doctor in 12th place tried the quad toe. And yes, I know it was downgraded, but the attempt of a quad toe at his age, he is a full-time doctor, he is a full-time husband, a full-time dad, and he is out here giving us quad toe attempt. Amazing. Amazing. The courage to go for that jump. Amazing. Sometimes for me, the skating is about the athlete's story more than it is about what they can do competitively. And Voltaire definitely is that kind of skater for me where I'm 100% invested in his story and in his journey. Um, then we had Jimmy Ma. Listen, Jimmy will always give you a show. The fall on the quad toe in the short program was unfortunate, but this short program has so much character. I have to put it out there. I would love to see Jimmy skate this short program cleanly, especially at US National, because for me it's so fun. And then you have the long program, Raining Man, YMCA. Only Jimmy Ma would think of putting those two pieces of program together. If we could get this program skated clean at any event, I would be so unimaginably happy. And I think so would skating audience just worldwide. Then we had Dennis. The jumps were on point, and somehow he missed a rotation on the camel. And then he had a random trip that caused the entire program to be delayed. And as a result, his last spin was after his music has stopped. I really feel like Dennis has been struggling all season. There's just so much going on with him inside the sport and outside the sport. And so it was really hard to see this continual technical struggle from Dennis. But at the same time, you could see how much he's invested in his program, how much he's giving to these program. And that's always wonderful to see from an athlete, especially when they're struggling and there's so much that's going on with them. Andreas, I really don't like to see skaters compete while injured. Sending Andreas hands all bandage all blood stain to compete at this event. I really don't understand the whole fighting through the pain ideology of sport that continues to prevail. I really don't get it. Um, Mikhail's short program is really cool. The jumps look relatively clean, the spins look good. It's very unfortunate like that the brothers only have one spot for the Olympic. Mikhail is a very interesting young skater with sound jump technique and also a good sense of drama. His long program to X-Men, the whole mutant story, you could tell he likes himself a good drama. You know I love me some drama. Positive drama, people. No children, drugging, abuse, none of that. Positive drama. However, this was a tough outing for Mikhail. But still, I do believe there is something there with this young skater. He definitely looks like a skater who's going to be very interesting with a very unique point of view. And you know how much I enjoy those kind of skaters. Matteo continues on trying to get one of those Olympic spots for the Italian men. However, he is coming back from injury. He is still struggling with the jumps. I'm not crazy about either one of his programs. They're okay, but they don't really do anything for me. I honestly don't know how the Italian Skating Federation is going to make a decision on who to send. I know for certain they are going to send Daniel Grasso. I think that goes without question. They've put all of their efforts behind them. The tech callers are blind to his edges and under rotation. They're pushing for him really hard. But I just don't know who the other Italian men is going to be. So Matteo was ahead of Matteo was Sota. Sota continues his battle against his arch enemy, the triple axel. Oh my goodness. Poor Sota in that triple axel. The short program really suits his style. We can see how much he's grown from the last competition. We can see that he's starting to settle into this short program. He's starting to feel more comfortable. And because he's starting to feel more comfortable, we're starting to enjoy the program with him. The free was somewhat unbalanced. He continues to struggle with his jumps, but you can tell that if he wasn't injured, if he wasn't in pain, that he probably would be doing so much better than he is now. It's always so unfortunate to see these skaters have to skate while they are injured. Okay, so Jason Brown got a level 3 on his step sequence in the short program. I need someone to please explain this to me. Right now, I feel like the tech callers need to catch these hands. Yes, like somebody needs an ass whooping. However, maybe I missed something. So can someone please help me with an explanation as to why why he got a level 3 on his step sequence? Regardless, that short program, brilliant. This short program is delightful in all of my aesthetic senses and all of my aesthetic preferences. Every outing of the short program, it improves a little more and a little more. The long program, unfortunately, the two triple axels, it was a disappointment, not the opening that he wanted. But however, if you literally cut out the first 30 seconds of that program, the rest of the program is so good. The way Jason moves his body in terms of his vocabulary of movement is so far beyond what most of his competitors are capable of doing. There is a love that is given to each spin, to each connecting movement, to every extension that you could tell only Jason can do this. And if Jason can continue to grow in terms of his technical capability, and by that I mean landing the entire technical content of his program, combine that with his PCS, his uniqueness, his skating skills, his presentation, I feel like we could have an Olympic moment like no others. And I would love nothing more than to see that at the Olympic. Roman landed every jump, including the quad sal, and that brought me so much happiness. Seeing him do this short program cleanly brought me so much happiness. This is literally Roman's best short program in years. Then we got to the long program, and for me, the two quad sal were literally the highlight of this program. I don't care what the tech panel has to say about cues and under rotation. Kaka is what I say to that. I enjoy watching this long program, and that's what matters. Canadian nationals for men and women, I think will be intense. I think it may just be intense. Oh, it may not. We're going to have to wait and see. Roman was literally kept off the podium by his fellow countrymen. Roman goes home with the pewter. So close. In third place is none other than the other Canadian competitor, which is Steven Gugilev. I'm so happy for Steven in terms of his journey, his story, and his struggle. I felt like Steven killed it in the short program. This is the best I've ever seen him. Honestly, although I'm scared of seeing Benoit everywhere, but if Benoit can achieve this miracle for Gugilev, I may be pulled over to the all black outfit dark side, guys. I think Benoit is starting to pull me over to the dark side. I don't want to go, but if he can do this for Gugilev, I don't know. I may have to take a little walk on the dark side. Um, the long program was very respectable. This was a very respectable long program for Gugilev. He landed all the quads he needed to land. Yes, PCS wise, presentation wise, composition of the program, not as intricate, complex, not as emotive. We get all that. But from where he's coming from the struggles he's had to now starting on his path of healing and growing, I love it for him. I love it for him. I was so happy for him. Congratulations on his first senior Grand Prix medal. in second place and not coming back from 12th or 9th or 100th place. He was in first place after the short program is the one and only. Not gonna change that ugly outfit for the short program. Adam, see on him. Listen, that quad toe, double toe in the short program was pure back and leg muscle. How he saves that is an Adam only special. Being able to deliver that on new boots, this is a fighter. There is something wild and passionate about his skating that I just love. Adam always gives 110% to the character and the portrayalment of his program, and I love that. I enjoy that. I'm invested in that. I'm sorry, but I still have his outfit in my fugly list. That outfit is fugly. Listen, every jump that Adam managed to salvage, and every time he managed to not land on his derriere, I was like, he is doing this on new boots. It's a win. It is a win. It is definitely a win. Listen, I was all here for Adam. Always, you're always going to get passion. You're always going to get fight. You're always going to get a story from Adam. He's a very conceptual skater. And for me personally, when sometimes skating can become so much of sameness, I like these kind of out-of-the-box conceptual skaters. So I'm definitely a fan of Adam. Not a fan of the outfit or the backflip, those two things, but everything else I'm a fan of. And then the winner here, Yuma. The quad toe, triple toe was effortless. Just effortless. However, the rest of the jumps were so messy. I, 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 I don't know. Like the short program was a struggle, and he's usually fairly decent in the short program. He might make a mistake here and a mistake there, but never just a complete mess. And in the short program, I don't know. I don't know. Technically, we see that Huma continues to struggle, but the problem is his errors are so inconsistent that it's hard to pinpoint exactly why he's making these errors, because the error he makes today is not the one he's going to make next week. But still, I want nothing more than for Yuma to deliver that long program with consistency and cleanliness, because that long program deserves to be skated cleanly. It is such a masterpiece, and Yuma is the skater that has all of the skating skill, all of the emotional intuitiveness to deliver this program. And it's okay. It's okay. Again, I'm about the pacing. He can pace himself, get through the Grand Prix final, get through Japanese national, and then when it really matters, when it really counts at the Olympic, please give me both of these programs cleanly and correctly. That's what I'm thinking of. But I'm glad Yuma won here. It wasn't a very clean win, but then again, it was what it was. But that was my take on what went on at the 2025 Finlandia Trophy. You guys let me know in the comment what you thought of pairs and men.